Thank you for watching our lesson on some Q&As that we have encountered from different individuals about things about God. One is God evil? Now obviously we could look at different aspects that might lead us to think that God and God in general, or gods in general, could sometimes be different ones that have some awkward dispositions. I think about things like movies, like the movie King Kong, and I think about how they had to satisfy Kong's appetite by offering sacrifices. I would also think about people who have different concepts about God, how we're trying to appease God. Even different ones would talk about, even C.S. Lewis was one that talked about how God must have this incredible ego that's kind of out of balance because he has to have people worship him. And he pondered over those types of things and had some real interesting queries about that until he finally came to really understand the real nature of God. Well, obviously when we think about God being able, that being the true and living God, we find that the Bible tells us some interesting things about that. And here's one of the things we find in the book of James. James chapter 1, it says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life which God has promised to those who love him." And he goes on, he says, "Let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, and he himself tempts no one." Now obviously, God is not involved with evil. When you look into the wonderful Word of God, you learn that God is one who is love. That's what 1 John would teach us in 1 John chapter 4 and verse 8, 1 John chapter 4 and verse 16. It would teach us that God is love, and God being love, he is motivated by that love. The great message of John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whoever believed in him would not perish but have everlasting life." The great message of Romans 5:8, "For God commended his love, demonstrated his love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us." When you think about those particular passages and the messages that come forth from the Word of God, it'd be very difficult to conclude that God is evil. God is not evil. God is a God who loves us and wants us to have a dwelling place with him, wants us to come to know about him and know that he is what he prepared us so we can be with him forever. That's the God we learn about in the Bible. And I hope that you've not been confused about thinking about God as being evil, for God is far from evil. He is a wonderful, loving, and caring and providing God that is available for all who will seek him. And I hope you will. And I hope you'll continue to look at some of our lessons about different things about God and your relationship with God.